Now we are discussing some important definitions related to digital to analog converter. We already discussed we are converting a analog information to the digital information because of our requirement. You may call it as a storage requirement, you may call it as a less noise requirement, you may call it as a processing requirement, you may give n number of names, but requirement is ours. So we are converting analog to digital because it is easy for processing, but at the end we are expecting the analog signal. So again we have to convert a digital signal to analog signal. We can directly, we have sent the analog signal, but because of many problems we mentioned, noise, storage, many number of problems, we are converting analog to digital. And again at the receiving end we have to convert the digital signal to analog signal. Here lies the problem. If the digital to analog converter gives the signal which is exactly replicating the original signal which we have converted from analog to digital, then your digital to analog converter, we mention it as a very high resolution digital to analog converter. So the first definition we are discussing about the resolution. What is resolution? We generally observe the terms high resolution camera. The smallest change in the light input, the camera should be capable of capturing that information. A very smallest change, a minute change, a very professional cameras can capture. Smallest light settings, professional cameras can capture. That's why professional photographers, they always look for a very good light settings. If they want to capture the sunlight, sunrise, they will go to that kind of place like Kanyakumari, where they can observe the sunrise, where they can see the different shades of the sun. They observe the golden color of the sun. Slowly, they observe the yellow color of the sun. Slowly, they observe the rays are falling on the ocean. Golden color rays and yellow color rays and later white rays. So a good photographer should be capable of capturing these three changes of the sun with respect to the light. So when we say he is a very good photographer, if he is capable of capturing very minute details. Similarly, when we mention a digital to analog converter is a very high resolution digital to analog converter, if it is capable of capturing very small change in the input to the output. So smallest change in the analog input, it should represent in the binary information. Example, we have a 12-bit digital to analog converter. 12 bits means we have 4096 voltage levels. The highest voltage we have considered 5 volts. The least voltage we have considered 0 volts. Now the next voltage is 1.22 millivolts. The next voltage is 2.44 millivolts. The next one is 3.66 millivolts. So what is the change in the smallest voltage? 1.22 millivolts. Means 1 bit change. I am representing with respect to the voltage. For 1 bit change, I am writing 1.22 millivolts. Example, because it is 12-bit converter, 12-bit digital to analog converter, I will write those values 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is equal to 0 volts. Now 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 and 0, 0, 0, 1. There is a change in 1 bit. Then the output, analog output is 1.22 millivolts. Next change, 1, 0. Remaining all are zeros. The output is 2.44 millivolts. Next bit is 1, 1. Remaining all are same. Then it is 3.66 millivolts. Similarly, when all these are becoming ones, the output is 5 volts. So how many voltage levels we have? 4096 voltage levels we have. For 1 bit change, how much exactly it is changing its output voltage, because we are expecting analog output from the digital to analog converter. The smallest change in analog output value, the smallest change in the analog output value with respect to the 1 bit change in the digital information. If I use 8-bit digital to analog converter, if I use 8-bit analog to digital converter, 5 volts by 2 to the power 8, which is nothing but 256. So 256 by 5 by 256, which is nothing but 0.000. So I am taking 500 by 256 into 10 to the power minus 2. That is what I have represented as 0.00. So this is, assume 2. I am neglecting the small values. So it is 6 if I neglect, this is 2. Okay. So this will be 0.025 volts, a small change in the output value. Then 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 is equal to 0 volts. Next one, 0.025 volts. Similarly, when all are ones, it is 5 volts. See, this is for 1 bit change, how much value? 25 millivolts. For 1 bit change, how much value? 1 millivolt. How much difference? So compare it to 8-bit digital to analog converter. 12-bit digital to analog converter is having very good high resolution. Similarly, if I take 16-bit digital to analog converter, that is having very high resolution compared to 12-bit digital to analog converter. But when we are increasing the bit value, the cost of the digital to analog converter also increases. Next one, accuracy. Accuracy is the measure of how close the analog value, example 1.22 millivolts value, to the original input value. Because we have converted analog to digital, and then again we are converting digital to analog value. So how close this value to the original analog value? That will be represented by using the accuracy. So if the analog output value, we are mentioning 2.5 volts, but instead of that the value came 2.49 volts, or if the value came 2.5 volts but the original value is 2.48 volts, so the error is 0.02 volts. Little bit error is there. So that is what we are representing with respect to the accuracy. Next one is monotonicity. Monotonicity means if the output value is decreasing, we expect the input value with respect to input value it should decrease. If the digital input value is changing from 1001 to 1010, then the output value should also increase. But instead of that, if it is decreasing, then it is not monotonic. What is settling time? The time requires for this analog output to settle, because the analog output may come like this, but it settles. This is 1.22 millivolts. So how much time it takes? Example, 1 milliseconds. So how much time it takes to settle to this output value? It is called as settling time. Generally, this settling time should be less, then only the output we will get in the faster manner.